Welcome to CAN TV Hotline Channel 21. Let's talk etiquette. My name is Nathan Wright, and I'm the Executive Director of the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois. And I'm the new host of Let's Talk Etiquette. You are invited to give us a call and give us your opinion, your insight on this great, grand subject that we're going to discuss today. You can call us at 312-738-1060. Again, 312-738-1060. And welcome to my co-host, Miss Magnificent Etiquette Maven Extraordinary, Gina Jameson.
Good evening, welcome. Thank you.
Good to have you back for our second show.
Our second show.
We're really on a grand march towards putting some wonderful information out here for our viewers to see and to interact with us, to call us, to chime in, to let us know what they think about the subjects that we're going to have today. And this is really an awesome subject we're going to discuss today. I mean, everybody should be talking about this subject. And I'm sure when you see what it is, you're going to want to call us so that we can hear what your opinion is. But let me put the name of the show up on so you can read it. Yes, civility versus incivility. Oh, that is a subject of subjects.
Subjects of subjects.
Yes, the 2016 presidential campaign. Civility versus incivility. And you know, Gina, it's like this should be something that's automatic. I mean, when you get to a level where you are representing your party, the Republican or the Democratic Party, and you have gone through all the changes to get to be the nominee, representing the President of the United States, you want that office to be held in the highest of esteem. You don't want it to be muttered, you don't want it to be belittled, you don't want it to be torn down, trashed, or anything like that. But unfortunately, sadly, what happened to civility in this process? What is the respect? Why are they calling each other names and scurrilous kinds of things are being said about one another? But what do you think?
Well, that's what's so heartbreaking. You know, they are supposed to set an example. And that's what civility is all about. Setting an example for our nation.
For our nation, yes.
Set an example for the leaders internationally.
Yes.
We should be an example. We've always held that position that America is the best.
Is the best in every way.
And now it's at the point they're looking at us and just laughing at us. It's like it's so horrible. I mean, there's so many issues that have to be addressed.
Yes.
And I don't think that I'm comfortable with either candidate.
Yes.
You know, it's. I don't think that this has been the first election where we have so many undecided voters.
Yes.
And that is so sad. You know, we have the diehards, but now we have a new generation. You know, we just can't say, right, our children, we just can't say, well, just vote Democrat because you're Democrat, or just vote Republican because you're Republican.
Right.
We have some intelligent children now.
Yes.
Adults, young adults.
Yes.
And they, want to see, we've got to give them something better.
We have to give them something much better.
We just have to give them something better.
Yes. And I totally agree. I go back to the Kennedy-Nixon debate. And I don't know how many out here. You can Google it.
You're dating yourself.
You can Google that and see the difference. And this is 1960.
Right.
And see the difference in how they respected one another, how they conducted themselves as gentlemen. Without this name calling and all the things we see going on now. And we're facing serious issues in this country. You're absolutely right.
Very serious
issues. And of course, I want to hear them talk about those issues. What do you feel about that?
Oh, absolutely. Let's, we have so many issues, and our children, as we've always been taught, they're the ones who are going to be taking care of us.
Yes.
So it's kind of scary It's very scary.
It is.
It's so scary. Our children have to be taught discipline. We're not being taught discipline because our leaders, look at the example that they're showing. This is what they think is expected.
That's true.
And it's not expected.
They're watching us.
They're watching us because we lead by example.
Lead by example. So
we lead
well
by
stated.
Example.
So well stated. So well stated. But for the audience out here, I think I should put up the definitions. In the event there are some young people who are watching our show today, I would like to share the definitions of civility and incivility so that they can see what those two words mean. And if the type is too small, I'll go ahead and read it. Definition of civility: formal politeness and courtesy in behavior or speech. Again, formal. Formal meaning it's not just the ordinary, it's the special.
It's special.
Formal politeness and courtesy in behavior or speech. And you would know, and I know, that these candidates have been in the most plush and the most regal and the most formal of settings.
Absolutely.
It's not like this is strange, they don't know where they're at or what they're doing. They're meeting with dignitaries all over the world. They're jet setting here and there, and they're representing the country. And what do they do with the debates? What happened? Can they agree in the beginning? Let's not call each other names. Let's not attack each other's character. Can we do that?
Right, can we do that? Because what is that? I mean, does it prove anything? Does it help anything? We're still going to have children that need to be educated. We still need affordable housing.
Yes.
We need jobs. We need so many things. And none of those things are really being addressed.
Not being addressed.
So it's like a show. And I hate to say this, but the ratings. Now, I'm not one who really look at debates, but I have this election. I'm really looking at the debates, and that's terrible.
It's terrible.
I should feel comfortable that the two candidates that are running, they have our best interest.
And that's they did. And they respected us as voters.
As voters.
They would treat us with respect.
I mean, your vote was something precious.
Yes.
It was just precious, to have your vote. And we should treat, let me just say this, we should treat the ability to vote as something precious.
It's sacred.
Because it is precious.
It is.
Because so many people have died for us to have this right.
To have this
and
right.
it is precious.
It is.
Not to be taken
precious.
For granted.
No, you're right. Let me put up this overhead again for the word incivility, because we definitely want to have that word really thought about, considered. And the definition is rude or unsocial speech or behavior. Rude. What does the word rude mean? That's a word in itself. Mm-hmm. And that, but this is part of incivility. I think we have a caller. Caller? Let me see here. Let me get the caller. Nope. We're having some issues here. Caller? Having some technical problems. I think we have it. Oh, there we are. Sorry about that. Trying to put the caller on. Sorry about that. Caller? Can you hear us? It's gone? Okay. Sorry about that, caller. Try calling back. Hopefully we'll be able to get you on air the next time, okay? All right, back to this word incivility. And I'll go and show that one more time so we can see it. This thing called rude, unsociable. Unsociable, kids see this behavior and it's very unsociable. When you think about the way they're behaving on national TV, in fact, the program is probably been showed all over the world, not just in the United States. But it's something that our kids see. And because they're exposed to it, we want to know why our kids are bullying each other.
Right.
Why our kids are picking on each other. Why are they calling each other names? And all of the things that you see going on in our schools. And I'm at a school right now, Gina, and I see this. I'm teaching 5th and 6th graders. And I see this kind of behavior, and they are mimicking us.
Absolutely.
They are mimicking us. And for the parents out there, when your child comes home and say they've been bullied or picked on, and you get upset, you can see what is happening in our political discourse. In the way our candidates are behaving, our kids are mimicking this behavior. And you're right, Gina, it's so sad that we sit in this kind of example for our children. It is very, very sad. But, we at the Etiquette Foundation understand that we have to say something. We have to speak out. We have to make this an issue that I think the call is calling back. Caller?
Mr. Wright, how you doing?
Hello there. Is that my good friend?
Yes, it is. Steve.
Steve, yes, sir. I'm glad
how you been doing? Listen,
yes.
I didn't have no idea y'all guys was back on again. And I was scrolling through the TV to see what I want to look at, because what y'all talking about, I have got so hung up into that. I mean, I'm quite sure people all over the United States probably pop popcorn and ready to turn on CNN or Fox or somebody and see what is going to be the next craziest thing that would ever be shown in our whole entire life.
Yes.
Just as you say, I remember as a young person sitting with the men in the house, and I remember going with them, and they used to, I put a suit and tie on and go with them too. They just take me and you voted, and it was a wonderful thing. And then when I got older, then I started doing it, started taking my grandkids and my kids.
Yes.
But you know what? It got to a point, this is not about the office of the United States being president in charge.
No.
One of the candidates is a wonderful hype person. I think it's probably going to represent him I'm sorry, not him. The candidate going to probably get rewarded through banks. I think he's just, that person is just a hype person.
Yes.
He's very good doing that, and then he riles things up, and people that wants to be halfway nuts would join that. And the other candidate is a polished politician that knows things and act like a politician and speak like a politician.
Yes.
The other one is just a pure D nut. I don't want to mention names because, you don't never want to talk about people. And, and everybody has opinion about their own candidate.
Yes.
But first, I don't care anything about the candidate. It is just so wonderful to see y'all guys again.
We're glad to be back, Steve.
Listen, please be sure to tell her I say hello for me.
Oh, Sandra, I will.
That you was on. And listen, you get in contact with CAN TV, get y'all on much earlier, like 4 or 5 o'clock, not this time of night. But again, I know you're there to inform us. You're there to educate us. And it's so wonderful to hear this topic that you got. It's just going to show you, not y'all young people act the fool. Not all older people act the fool.
That's true.
But they do act the fool. And then you want to know why the younger people are acting the fool. Like I said, just look and listen to one of the candidates and see why this world is just flipping, is changing on us. But listen, I don't want to hold the show.
Thank you, Steve.
I always want to speak to you, Mr. Wright. I'm going to know now, wherever I'm doing at 7:30 on
7:30
Wednesdays, I'm going to tune in so I can speak to you.
Steve.
So listen, it's wonderful to speak to you again. Thank you for taking the call.
Thank you,
Let me get out there, hear your response, and keep coming back and informing us. Y'all take care. Have a good night and a safe night.
Good night.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, Steve is one of our regular callers, and I'm so glad that he found our show. We have about 4 or 5 callers that call in every week, and Steve is one of the best contributors. Steve, your commentary is so on point. I mean, really, you help us make this show. And as you stated in your comment, you're absolutely right. This is just really a tragedy. I mean, you can't really look at it any other way because this is documented. It's not like something you say and it's only said in private, but we are documenting this behavior.
Right.
50 years from now, you can go back and look at these debates and ask yourself what happened. Was this a turning point in the history of this country?
Why?
What do you think?
I hope it doesn't get any worse, And that's why the Etiquette Foundation and Two Touch of Life we're just going to be so diligent.
Yes.
If we can just take a group of people, of young adults, and just let them see a new dynamic of how things can really be, and how comfortable and confident and how gracious you can be, and how much further you can get. You can get so much further.
Yes. By being civil.
Just by being civil.
It's just that simple.
And it's so,
yes.
It's a discipline.
It is.
It's definitely a discipline. It's something that has to be taught.
It is.
You don't, wake up one day and you know how to sit, you know how to eat, you know how to handle yourself.
Yes.
You know when to say yes, when to say no.
Right.
To speak, and enunciate. It's a discipline, and it's to be taught. And we start having, we've got to teach our children, our young people.
This is why what we do is so important. Both your program, because it's a learning curve, learning to connect with nature, learning the discipline that's required to connect with nature. It's just not just grabbing some soil and throwing some seeds in it. There's a process. There's a discipline involved. And that's why I enjoy both of our organizations working together in this area, because the two go together. Behavior and discipline, and learning a process to respect nature.
Absolutely.
And so, unfortunately, call in. We're waiting on the next caller to call us. Mm-hmm. We still have time to hear what you have to say. But, I think what need to be, should happen is, or going to happen, I'll say it that way, is that going forward, students are going to take the video of these debates, and they're going to set them side by side with the way it should be done. The correct way you should debate another individual, and how it should have been done. And it's going to be a learning curve.
It's going to be a learning curve. Absolutely.
And regardless of who wins, this is going to be out there for people to continue to critique and evaluate and make decisions about how they feel about what else you may do as president.
Exactly.
They're going to go back and look at these tapes and these videotapes of your debate and what you said about this or said about that. They don't realize the impact. It just doesn't seem to me they realize the impact of that behavior over the next 4 years of whomever is the president.
They don't have the vision, They're not looking at it, the entire, they're not looking at the whole vision, because it's itty-bitty steps to get to the accomplishment. It just doesn't happen overnight.
No.
So taking itty-bitty steps of being in civil, not civil, then it's just going to be a snowball.
You're right. That's what it's going to be.
It's going to be a domino effect. And we need to have the domino effect in a more positive civil direction.
We do. We
just definitely do.
We do. That's so important. And I think going forward, I'm going to put our information up here for those who would like to reach out to us. The Etiquette Foundation, this is Let's Talk Etiquette. Call me, 312-473-2942. Call me, 312-473-2942. And that's www.efoi.org. Now I'm going to go ahead and put your information up here so that people can reach out to you and have a conversation with you, and your information is there.
Right. The organization, my not-for-profit organization, is Two Touch of Life. I'm the president, Gina Jameson. I can be reached at 708-212-1645, or you can reach me at my email, twotouchalifeevents@gmail.com.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think we have a caller. Caller?
Hey, yes, this is Steve again.
Yes, Steve.
And I just thought about something else I wanted to tell you also, my comment and my thought. It's all about money. This is all about money. People are making money from this debate, this tragedy that we could ever see. T-shirts, caps. Listen, seeing it, the media. I mean, the people, not too many people. I still have a newspaper, 2 papers delivered to me every day.
Okay.
But, I mean, everyone is making money. That's why I didn't know you was on. Like I said, right now, I would have had all 2 of them. I got to look at all 3 sometimes. And, again, it's about money. But you know what the most important thing? We stirring up some crazy people.
Yes.
We live in a crazy world. It just takes someone sometimes to get it going. I told someone once before, it was the last problem that I said, but I said it's a great thing that's a possibility we can have a civil war right here in the United States. And it's so sad. We laugh about it, but you know what? Go home and say, listen to the people. Don't listen to the candidate. Listen to what
Absolutely.
The people. You're right.
Again, let me get out there. I know somebody go try to call you.
Yeah, great, Steve. Thanks for that. And he's right. The people are looking at this like it's a Jerry Springer or Maury Povich.
Right.
You know, my baby's daddy's mama or whatever, and
they call it the reality show. You know, the reality show.
It's like another reality show. So the ratings are like
sky high,
out the top of the.
Over the
top.
top.
We're gonna see this new battle and this duel and this. You know how uncivil they can get, and what kind of name that one candidate is gonna call the other one. Is it going to be a curse word or what? I mean, it's not funny. I know I'm laughing. But this is serious, serious stuff. And you have, we're pretty much divided. This country is kind of divided almost down the middle. And, you know, I don't think this is going to be over with after the elections. I really don't think this struggle to see the soul of this country.
And that's what we really want to stress just so determined that voting is so important. It's a precious gift.
Yes.
And it's something not to be overlooked.
Yes.
And we just have to get out and vote, because that's what changes things. And for one moment, do not think that your vote doesn't count. Please don't think. Because you have to think of as a citizen that we have to hold all of our officers, those who are in positions, the aldermen, our senators, we have to hold them accountable. You know, your vote is holding them accountable. And once we place them in office, we need to see that they do what they're supposed to do. And if they don't, we need to do what we're supposed to do. And that's, I think, where it kind of like falls back. We don't do what we're supposed to do. We just, you know, and this is what happens.
It does.
It's exactly what happens.
And here in Chicago, it's the lowest voter turnout.
And
it's ridiculous. I mean, 20%, 23% of the eligibles are turning out for elections. What is that about?
Come on, we just can't. We can't hold. We just can't hold that position any longer.
No.
This is too important. It's too important. If not for yourself, think of our children.
Yes.
Because see, we're going to be gone.
Yes.
So what kind of legacy are we going to leave our children? That's what's so important now. Leaving our legacy for our children, for them to be proud to be Americans. Let's do that.
Yes.
That's what we have to do.
We have to do that. That is so important. I think this election, if we get the turnout like we should, everybody that's listening to us should be committed to voting. Early vote, whatever you choose to do, but make sure you cast your vote.
Absolutely.
And then whatever happens, then we'll know we played a part. We contributed.
Absolutely.
To what happened. If we lose, we lose. If we win, our candidate wins, then that candidate wins. But we need to hold out, like you said, we need to hold our candidates' feet to the fire.
Absolutely.
If they say they're going to do this, then let's see those things happen. We're not a third world country.
We're not a third world country.
You know, we have the power and the ability to do it if we choose to do it. You know, and that's what's so sad about it. I'll give you an example. Like, China. China has the highest educational standards in the world. They started 40 years ago educating their population to be able to control the production of 90% of what's being produced today. Why can't we do that? India, all of the doctors all over the world, in the United States, my doctor, he's an Indian. What happened to our educational system 30, 40 years ago? Said, we're going to produce 10,000, 100,000 doctors, and they can go all over the world and do health care and help people get well. Why are we doing that?
Why are we not doing that?
Why are we not doing that?
We don't see the big picture.
We the biggest, baddest in the world. What is our problems as a nation, as a country, why we can't meet those standards and produce a first-rate educational system? We really have to start there.
Absolutely.
We don't have that. We don't have anything. And as you can see, the degeneracy in the country today, the type of TV shows that are on there, being exposing our children to this insaneness. It's the only thing I can call it, because it's not healthy, it's not wholesome, it's not positive.
That's for sure.
And so, we're asking you, from the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois, get out and vote.
Absolutely.
No excuse whatsoever.
No.
I mean, I don't even know if you're in the hospital, can you have someone come to your hospital bed and you can push a button so you can cast your vote? Okay, whatever it takes to get your vote out there, we need to do that 100%. We need to have 99% of all eligible voters voting, because it's just a little too much on the line that we need to make sure we get the right person in office that's going to look out for the needs of the people. We're the people, we need those needs looked out for.
And in order to be a voter, you have to register.
Yes.
So, please register.
If you're not registered,
we need those numbers.
Yes.
we need those numbers, because
it's not too late.
It's not too late.
No. And the thing about it, if you're 18, I think if you're 17 and you turn 18 before November the 8th, you can go and register.
You can go and register.
At 17, as long as your birthday is November the 6th or the 7th, you can register and vote. So we're asking all of our high school students, there's no excuse. If you're 17 or be 18 before November the 8th, you need to get registered. You need to ask your friends in your class, are they registered? If they're 18, they need to be registered to vote. And whatever it takes for you all to get together to make sure those individuals go out and vote, please do that. Okay? And maybe the next election, we'll have some civility. Maybe this show will start a movement.
Yes,
maybe this will go virus.
Right now.
Right, yes. And they'll be talking about CAN TV all over the nation. And the show called Let's Talk Etiquette, and, the subject for today. But I want to close by thanking you again.
Thank you.
For being my co-host. It was a wonderful day. It's a wonderful show, and it's a great subject. And I think we will have an impact.
I think so.
Thank you, Gina,
Thank
so
you,
much.
audience. Yes.
And I will say good night to my audience. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Steve, for finding that we were back on the air. We greatly appreciate it. And we will hear from you next week. Thanks again. Have a good night.